Hey guys, it's Megan with Calypso Coastal Marketing, and I'm here with Janel from Sandcastle University. So I have known about Sandcastle University since we first started coming down here in 2019, and we took a class with her actually in 2021. My nieces were here with us, and
that was so long ago.
I know, it's forever ago. Yeah, they're 17, 24, and almost 24 now, and so yeah, 5 years ago. It's crazy, but we loved your class.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited you're on the podcast. But I wanted to talk just kind of how you got started in your business and what, because it's not a traditional business, which
Absolutely
I
not.
love.
Yeah.
So how did you kind of get the idea for it, and how did you get started?
Yeah, so I wish I could say that I came up with everything myself, but like most entrepreneurs, I did not. So I'm from Gulf Shores. I was raised here and had grown up as a wild beach child and like playing in the dunes, which you're not supposed to do, by the way. We did not know. And then I went to Florida for college, and I needed a job like most college kids, and there was an ad on Craigslist. And it said like sand sculpting apprentice wanted, like no experience necessary, like come try out. And I was like, oh, this is insane. This is probably a scam, but like I really want to do this. This sounds so cool. And so I did. I tried out, and I ended up getting the job. And so for 3 years, I worked underneath a master sand sculptor and learned how to sand sculpt and learned the world of sand sculpting. And I was also in business school. And I was actually double majoring in business and psych at the time, and I thought I could do everything better. I literally had a notebook of like, if all the things that I would do if I owned business, and then I kind of like blew my life up. I was flunking out of college of a double major, and like all my scholarships had dried up. I was looking at having to take out a loan to finish, and I just like really had like a little come to Jesus moment with myself, and was like, actually, you just need to like go home. Like I missed home also like really bad. Yeah. And that company had let me write my own non-compete, which was really dumb of them. And I literally wrote it. It was a radius, which non-competes aren't really enforceable anyway. But it was a radius-based non-compete, and so I wrote it to like not include Alabama, just in case. I was like hedging my bets.
That's smart.
And then because there's no sand sculptors over here. There had never been a professional sand sculptor on the coast of Alabama, and obviously I'm from here, and so I literally packed up all of my stuff in the middle of the night, dropped out of college, like quit that job, cut my lease, and moved back home, and then a week later started Sandcastle University.
Wow.
So
that's crazy. I relate to a lot of that. I have a really bad habit of thinking, hey, let's do this, and going and like turning everything into a business, I guess.
Yep.
But in 2020, I quit my job. I came home, I talked to my husband, I was like, hey, like, I hate this job. I've hated it for 3.5 years. COVID has hit. It's like things are weird now. I'm getting like 2 days a week anyway. Why don't I just quit and let's see what happens over the summer, and if I can make a business, then I won't go back to work. And I started a cup, like a tumbler business, epoxy tumbler business. I did that. I was working 12 and 18 hours. Yes.
I still have mine.
I have a few of mine still. But I worked like 12 and 18 hours a day, like around Christmas. And I was like, hey, this sucks really bad. So I was doing all my own marketing. I had done the marketing for my previous employer. And so I'm like, why don't I just do social media marketing? And so towards the end of the year, I started like really leaning into what is this going to take? And then by January of 2021, I started a marketing business with, experience, but not a lot of experience. And learned it all on the go.
COVID is also what threw me into marketing. Yeah. So we had COVID had hit, and obviously, so our beach is closed. I'm not sure if were you down here during COVID?
No, we came the year before and the year after.
Gotcha. Yes. So our beaches were completely like no one was allowed even on the beach. Like it was like hardcore lockdown for 2 weeks, and I was like, oh my god, like I have to go get a real job. Like sand sculpting's over. Blah blah blah. And I was really like mourning in my business. Also, like everyone else, I was going crazy. Like I just needed like I was used to so much connection with my business and with my job. Like going from like 0 or like 100 to 0 was really hard. And so I started live streaming on Reddit. And so I had sand delivered to my driveway, and I literally was in my driveway live streaming, and I got like big on Reddit. Like it took off. And I was like, oh, I don't really know. I used to do time lapses, but they were boring and long and like, So I saw the chocolatier guy. He has a really So he does like clip, big reveal. And I was like, oh, I can pull out my phone like a couple of times and do little clips and do like that style of video. And it's a way for me to like keep my sculptures and stuff. And so I started like experimenting with that style of filming and editing. Taught myself how to edit. Taught myself how to film. All of that stuff. And then and now here we are. So it's just been like stumbling my way through.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's just entrepreneurship.
Yeah, right.
No
one knows what they're doing.
No. I saw something, I think I shared it the other day on my story, but it was like, all business owners are drowning, scrambling, trying to figure it out. The difference is how well you hide it and how much other people notice.
Yes.
I'm like, oh yeah, exactly. Because doing marketing for yourself, where you are the decision maker versus like then switching and trying to bring on clients and do it for them. I don't manage people well, and I just don't love it. And so learning how to deal with new clients, every time I take on a new client, I'm like, you are going to hate this for 2 or 3 months. You do it every time. You think the world is ending, you don't like it. And then by that 3-month mark, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. This client is great. I love doing their content.
You got to catastrophize first, and then like, like the worst is happening, and then you mail it. I do that all the time, like literally all the time.
It's crazy, because I do enjoy doing other people's content, especially like I'm a human ping pong ball, so doing content for different types of businesses is really fun. Yeah. And I have my longest client relationship is like 5.5 years.
Wow, that's really impressive.
She's been with me since almost the start. She came in 5 months into my business, and she, her content, I'm like, we have to, at this point, I'm like, we need to come up with new ways to make this, because I feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over. And so, her content is, she does like furniture upcycling.
Cool.
So,
yes. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like furniture paint and decoupage, and so there's a lot to work with, because artists will let us share their work.
Stuff, yes, of course.
But it's interesting, like getting to know someone's business that well, and then like clients that I've had leave for various reasons, like. I'm like, I have all this knowledge up here about this business now that I wish I could just like.
And you think, but then I've experienced stuff where it's like it applies to so much.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
I ran into the issue or like the mindset that I would only do sand sculpting adjacent things. Like I wouldn't really expand either creatively or business wise, like wouldn't expand. And thinking like, oh, I just really need to hone in on sand sculpting. I need to hone in on this business. I need to really specialize and like niche all the way. And then I just like in my personal life would have experiences, and then I would take those experiences and apply them to it, especially like HR and personal stuff and like relationships. So we have a whole team that we're managing now, and that has been by far the biggest struggle. Like the business wise is like social media, all of that has been, a regular amount of struggle, but the people is really hard. And because we're such a small company, and I care and I want them to do well, but you can't control, like you got to learn to let go,
Yeah, it's really hard. So when I still pretty much just manage myself for the marketing business, I collaborate with people.
Managing clients counts. Long-term relationships with the clients is essentially staff.
It's crazy. But when we moved down here, I worked for a few months for a friend of mine who had a concierge business, and so we moved at the end of May. By the last week of August, her husband has a boat building company, and she was like, I feel like I'm more needed there. Would you want to buy the company? And I was like, yes. But also I have 3 months experience. So her business, the most of it was in Panama City 30A area. And she did a lot of it herself. And so I've had to find team and the remote team, and that is very hard. Like learning to communicate things that I think are common sense that maybe are not to everyone. That's just, especially because there's a large age range in my team, and some people have more, like especially with homeowner type experience, like knowing what to look for. Like
I have to tell people to like not count tips in front of clients.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like stuff that you you think like, oh, because I've been in customer service and like client customer facing jobs my entire life. And so it's stuff like that you realize like, oh, they've worked in a warehouse, they don't realize that that's rude, or like all those little things that like really matter. And like
it's really crazy, like how much of your life experience shapes the things that that pertain to business. That
for sure.
Like there's certain things that I feel like are, common sense. Like, hey, maybe this isn't on the checklist, but if you see it, like maybe we mention it. And that so I'm learning to kind of drill down on my checklists and like expand, and I was trying to keep them simple so that you don't have to read a book to do the job.
I love a bullet point.
But I'm like, okay, maybe we went too simple, so I'm expanding that, and then just trying to do training, but everyone is an independent contractor with my business, and so I can't not make them watch training or
See, that's why we went full employees. Because I said, I'm going to make you do shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. It's not a PG
yes, I was like,
podcast.
I'm going to make you, like, I need, and just because we're so service-based in regards to that, like and it's not, they use my equipment, so, and we're above board. Like, I know I could probably get away with them being independent contractors, but that wouldn't be fair to them because they are absolutely employees.
See, and with ours, like, it's very side hustle type money because, like, I might not have a job for you this week, but in a couple weeks, one might pop up,
makes total
and
sense.
they get to decide if they want it or not.
Sure.
And through the winter, there's just way less. But it's hard letting go and letting someone represent, like, because it's my name on the line and my business on the line when they're out there doing things. So,
tell me about it.
Like,
so my people are in their personal vehicles, but with my name on the side of their car, they have magnets, right? So I have to get their driving records. They have to be drug tested, like all of this stuff. I'm sending them to people's homes, you know, like it's like a level of like intense, like checking them out. And still people like, you know, sometimes things fall through the cracks. And then staffing has just been really, because everyone thinks, I'm just going to go build sandcastles. And so I will hire 5 or 6 people and 2 people work out. Yeah. Like that's just the part of it because it is a full job and it's a physically and mentally, you know, and we pay, like it looks great on paper. Like we have a high pay range and you get tips and we pay your mileage and you get a starting bonus and perks and all these things. But there's a reason why I do all that. Like it's a hard job and it's really fun. But I tell people like you have to love people. Like I don't hire artists. I do not, if you're like, I'm an artist, well, I will not hire you because as an artist, this is not a job for artists because you're doing the same 3-4 classes over and over and over. You have to like people. The only difference between the classes are people. And if you don't enjoy talking and chatting and yapping, and also being able to like maintain a schedule and like then, you know, but and teaching, we're teachers, so.
That's a lot to, like, because it sounds like on the surface, you know, I'm just going to go build sandcastles, like you said, like that sounds like a dream job, but then every job has its things where it's like, okay, never mind.
You will be sitting in traffic on Fort Morgan for 20 minutes and end up late, and you have to call your clients as you're sitting in traffic and say, I'm so sorry, I know I'm supposed to be there 15 minutes till, I'll be there on the dot, you know what I mean? Like, also over communicating. Like I just did our paperwork training day, which is like the boring like policies, handbook, that kind of stuff. And like literally, it was just like communication. But the lack of communication in society today is so difficult.
Yes. I have had a lot of experiences recently with my remote team where the job got done, but it wasn't communicated and there was no photo evidence. And I'm like, okay, so all we have to go on is your word. And I trust you, like I interviewed you.
Sure.
But the client doesn't know you, and they just know that you went and you checked the box. Like, where is the picture proof that you checked these things? And so trying to train that into people that, like, you know you did the job, but we have to, like, prove that to the client.
Sure. Yes,
because they're not there. Like, they don't see the job getting done. They just know you showed up. And
they're worried, and they're paying a lot of money. So it's just our classes, so they get a confirmation when they book. They get a reminder email 48 hours before, and then their instructor personally contacts them to confirm before. And, like, everyone forgets to do a confirmation every now and then, but then we get emails. So I have a full-time like admin assistant. And so she'll get an email being like, hey, are we still on for this class? Like, I'm going to go on a dolphin tour if we're not doing, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to go spend my very precious vacation time doing something that I know is going to happen. And then I have to call the instructor and be like, this is why, you know, we're getting an email at 7:30 being like, I want to cancel this class because no one called out and I don't know it's happening. And it's like, you have, also, if we say we're going to do it, I'm hardcore. If we say we're going to do it, we're going to do it. If we're going to confirm, if we're going to be there 15 minutes till, we show up. Like, I tell them we're held to a much higher standard than our clients. They're on vacation. Let them have their margarita and watch their kids build a sandcastle.
They're going to do what they want.
And they're allowed to do that. And we're the professionals. But, and especially in an unprofessional environment. We're on the beach, you know?
Well, and it's interesting, like I've talked about this on a couple other episodes, but I moved from Missouri, and when I moved down, someone told me if you just show up and give even 80%, everyone else is on beach time.
The standards are so low.
And I kind of laughed because at the time I was like, oh, you know, I'm sure that's exaggeration, and now I'm like, oh, okay, they were right.
I don't realize it till I have to be a client with other companies, and I'm like, can you just call me back? Can you just respond to my email? We're expanding our merch line right now, and we're switching. Like I'm looking for screen printers, right? So we've been working with someone. I wanted to get different quotes. We're like upscaling our business significantly, so I'm kind of reaching out to everyone. And man, they are just dropping like flies.
Yeah.
I mean, I emailed probably 12 different companies from Mobile, like all the way Mobile, Baldwin County, Pensacola.
Yes.
And it's just like, it's so sad, you know? And I'm like, I have hard cash for y'all. You know what I mean? Like, and this is a long-term relationship. I will be spending thousands and thousands of dollars with your company over the years. And to just get someone to like respond to me or take a phone call. One person, they didn't think my business was real.
Okay.
Yeah, which I have to deal with a lot, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I sent them a whole email and they responded and they said, hey, can you let us know a little bit more about your business, your social media and all this stuff? And I'm like, oh, I have no problem telling you about my social media. You know, like we're huge. And then I was like, everything can be found on our website. Crickets. And so then I called them and was like, hey, you know, did you check it out? Can we move forward with this? And she was like, oh, I thought you were spam. And I was like, immediately not using you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, because even if you thought all you had to do is click the link and go check it out, or
yeah, you
type
asked
it
for
in
the
if you were afraid to
information.
click
I gave
it.
you the information. You know what I mean? Like, you can look up the name of our company and obviously we're real. Like,
oh my gosh.
But the minimizing of my business is something that I deal with on the regular, and it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
I love it because it allows me to exceed expectations greater than anyone has ever expected, like anyone could ever guess.
Yes.
But then also it's like that extra little hump of like, I'm a real business owner, I'm a real artist, like this is, and which we already have to deal with that because we're women,
Yes.
you know, but just the extra like little bit of like, I run a whole company.
Yes. Well, and I think it's really easy to minimize like when someone's like, oh, she just builds sandcastles.
Yeah.
Like even if you look at like your social media and your like when you're live and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously what you do is hard work and it's art. But they don't see the back end of like you have a team that is also going in and doing all this. Like, because it's one thing to be good as an artist. It's another to, I mean, it's totally different skill sets to run a business and train a team. Like,
and the Venn diagram of sand sculptors who are really good sand sculptors and really good business owners is like me and like 3 other people. It's like, you know.
Well, there's like, I had not heard of this business concept at all till we came and visited here.
Sure.
I've seen it a couple times since.
Sure.
But mostly I just see like the sand sculpting competitions and stuff.
Most sand sculptors, they run they run the circuit.
Okay.
So they go to different masters competitions, but the thing is you have to be invited to the masters competitions.
Gotcha.
It's not guaranteed that you're invited to every competition.
Yeah.
And that is a different type of sand sculpting and a different level of sand sculpting. So I do not specialize in competition sculptures. The idea of, and it's as much of a competition as you want to make it, but I would want to win if I went.
Yeah.
And I'm just not that level. Like I don't get enough practice in that type of sculpting. And you're also on a time frame, you know? Sometimes there's themes, not all competitions are created equally, and you're kind of at the mercy of the organizers.
Wow.
That stresses me out.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can stay in Alabama and make great sand sculptures on my little beach with the city that loves me and the community that supports me. So I'm not a competitive sand sculptor.
Yeah.
And so, you know, now a lot of them are reaching out wanting me to do social media. And I'm like, I know sand sculptors, and I know that the last thing they want is a camera in their face while they're trying to make their masterpiece. Like, it's just not, it's not a social media friendly environment. So I'm not going to be the one to do that. Also, I want to be sand sculpting. I want to be them. So it's very interesting.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I've watched that, and of course now like you have to watch out for like the AI generated stuff.
I saw my first video of the processed video sand sculpting, and I literally commented and I was like, how many of my videos did you feed into this to make this? Because it was like very obviously like from my content, and I'm sure others' content too, but they never responded. They blocked me.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like I have a client where we're actually talking about creating AI likenesses for people who don't want to be on camera.
Sure.
Like they want to be the face of their business, but they don't want to be on camera, which is common, but like some people it's a time thing, but most it's just being uncomfortable in front of the camera. And I'm like, I mean, I still, like there's times I record something 20 times, mainly because I don't want to edit the video. I could just pause and keep it going, but I'll record it 20 times. And I had someone tell me, oh, you're so natural on camera. And I bust up laughing because I'm like, you didn't see all the takes where I was like, could not even find words. Like I'd never spoken English before. So
I've learned to like, I actually learned this through my sand sculpting process videos. I keep in when I mess up.
Yeah.
Like I like keep in the clips where I mess up or like the seashells fall off or something breaks. And it's like a little like, it's like a humanizing moment. And then sometimes when I'm doing my like talking videos, I'll also keep in, and it makes it, I used to make it perfect. And then I have just like with sand sculpting, it's just kind of like embellishing or like really enjoying the like the humanization of it all, you know, and it makes it more people relate to it a lot more. I know I relate to content that, you know, is more authentic like that.
Yeah,
but it doesn't mean that we don't want to make it perfect.
It's so hard because when I watch other people's videos and it's imperfect, I don't think anything of it. But then you watch yourself back and it's like, why did you say that? Why did you, like, I say a lot. Like other people say mine is
I do like. Everything's
that one's pretty. I've learned editing the podcast. I was like, you use that word a lot.
Right. It's a good word.
It's,
I don't know. In conversation, it's totally normal.
It's crazy when you're watching and looking at the transcripts too. That's when I'm like, well, if we turn this into a novel, it would be horrible.
Now there's the remove filler words one, right? And then I'm like, there's gonna be like 2 seconds. So if I remove all the filler words,
exactly.
2 second long video.
Yeah. But I had one where I tried to remove the pauses because there were quite a few long pauses, and they felt longer to me than they actually were because it started at 3 seconds and there was nothing to remove. I got it down to like 1 second and it found like 4.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, maybe that's just me.
Yes.
Maybe the awkward silence is only in my head because the AI was like, you're fine.
It's actually all in our head.
Yeah.
For sure.
So,
but then there's also the other side where the internet is hypercritical.
Yeah.
But then I have very much, psych background, very much was just like, they are obviously, like, if anyone is being that hypercritical of literally a sand sculptor on the internet, like the water thing, the fact that the city allows me to use a hose hook in, and people don't understand that it's mutually beneficial for both me and the city to do that. And also they don't understand how wide our beaches are.
Yeah.
Our beaches are over a football field wide.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
It is beneficial for my business, for more people to be able to view it, and for me to have a hose so I can make bigger, more intricate sculptures quicker. And it's great for the city because it, like, not everyone is mobile. Like, it's a little ableist for people to be like, no, just walk down to the water.
Yeah.
And it's like, not everyone is able to walk that far on the beach. And the fact that you're saying that people who aren't able to do that should not be able to enjoy the art of my sand sculpting is like a little annoying. But also, they think that I'm just like stealing water from the city of Gulf Shores. And I'm like, they literally like want me to do this.
Yeah.
Like, they like hire me to do this. So.
Well, and the city provides those shower stations and everything.
Like, you be washing your feet off, don't you?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. I mean, I don't, people just like to complain about something. But the other thing is, the beaches being that wide, people don't understand until they've actually gone for a walk on the beach what muscles you use, because it's not the same muscles you use walking around on the ground.
A lot of balance.
We walk quite a bit, and I'll take my flip-flops off and we'll go and we'll walk around like the point at Fort Morgan, and it's 2.5 miles, and your calves are tight by the time, like the first few times I was like huffing and puffing, and now we do it a lot, and I've finally gotten used to the humidity and the walk and the
everything. Alabama.
Yes. And we had family in town last fall, so it was cool. Yeah. And I was, not thinking anything of it. And I realized, they're having trouble keeping up. Like we need to slow it down. But it's just different.
People have no idea. They also because they think like, you're just building sandcastles. Like, I have to work out. Like, I have a gym. Yeah. Like, I have to keep my body in such shape. I go to physical therapy regularly, and people don't understand. They're like, oh, why are you are you injured or anything? I'm like, no, my job is really intense.
Yeah.
I shovel thousands of pounds of sand.
Yeah.
Every time I have my big red shovel, that shovel is 50 pounds of sand every time, and I have to and so people are like, oh, you're fit, and I'm like, thank you. Actually, I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, because otherwise, you'd be injuring your back and everything else if you weren't
form, and supporting muscles. Yes. So if for a long time, I just sand sculpted, and I thought, oh, this is enough physical activity, right? But then my supporting muscles were not strong enough. So I had a imbalance that my muscles were really strong that I used for sand sculpt, but then my supporting muscles, and I literally had to go to physical therapy and be like, what is wrong with me? And she's like, do you want the list, or can we just start working on this? And luckily I'm at a point now, but I literally I go to the gym at least 3 times a week to and it takes a lot, because I want to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
This is not a short-term thing for me. So, and I know a lot of sand sculptors who are physically really impaired and really disabled from this job. It's very easy to do if you don't do it correctly and with a conscious effort.
Yeah. I'm much more active here than when we lived in Missouri.
Yeah.
Mostly because the weather is just nice.
Right.
It's way more
gorgeous
here.
also, yeah.
But Missouri, like I was outside for, you know, like April, if it wasn't windy and too cool, to like September.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the year, I was like, I'm not going outside. It's miserable.
Fair.
And even when it wasn't like cold, it was so windy where we lived that like I'm literally so overstimulated from the wind that I'm out. Like,
People notice like the windburn.
Yes.
Windburn is insane.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, you got sunburn. I'm like, I'm windburn. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
That's another thing, the sunscreen, man. You gotta slather it on.
Yeah. I'm like, at this point, do you just buy it in like 55-gallon barrels?
Yes. So we have multiple companies that send us large amounts of sunscreen.
Nice.
Also, it is required PPE for all of my staff.
Yeah.
They are required to put on sunscreen at least once a day. I require them to do that, and if they listen, but they also have to go to a dermatologist once a year.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's really good.
I tell them, like, do not get cancer from your sand sculpting job.
Yeah.
Like, that is like,
Yeah.
it's really just all the things for me to sleep at night.
Yes.
You know?
I always do sun shirts when we're out on the beach, and then
that's part of our merch line.
Yeah,
of course.
I've got a sun ninja tent, and so I'm under that with my sun shirt, and I still will get sun through that.
It's because our sand is white.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so you're used to the water being reflective, and you'll get more burnt in the water because it reflects up. But down here, because the sand is white, even if you're underneath a tent, all those rays are still directly reflecting.
Yeah,
so you just like can't get away from it.
Yeah, I was not a lover of sunscreen. I still am not, but I make myself do it, and I found some that work that don't leave me feeling like greasy or like break out my skin from wearing it every day. But you have to. Like even just going for a walk here, like you're gonna get burnt. But I also do not tan, and I am tan for me. Like this is I'm normally like see-through white, and we were here you know, for the end of May, and then I was like, oh, I'll lose my tan over winter. I'm still outside so much, I didn't lose it. And I was like, this is kind of crazy. I didn't know my skin actually could tan.
Yep.
But I'm trying to be really careful, and because we are outside a lot. So.
Well, it's just that balance again. I don't think anyone loves sunscreen.
No.
But it's just it's a necessary, you know, situation, and you just get really good at scrubbing it off at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it's better than skin cancer.
Exactly.
And we use all zincs, all mineral-based sunscreen. We don't use any chemical sunscreen.
That's nice.
All reef-safe sunscreen, all that kind of stuff. I really care about obviously being very eco-friendly in my business. So.
Yeah, especially working like directly on the water, like on the sand.
Yeah.
It so much gets washed in that
people have no idea.
Yeah.
Literally, the Great Barrier Reef is like, you know what I mean, is suffering greatly, and a lot of it, obviously, there's other ecological situations, but a lot of it is sunscreen. A lot of it is, and it's a weird thing because you're trying to do the right thing. You're trying to wear sunscreen and you want to protect your skin, and then you just don't realize the impacts that it has on the, you know, the environment. And, you know, you learn things and then you adjust, and that's how we've been. That's like kind of all of business ownership. You learn things and then you adjust.
You mess it up, you learn from it, you keep going.
When we first started, we used to offer, it was a time-lapse video of your class. And in my head, it made a lot of sense because it was like, oh, I'm giving them content to post to promote it. And it was great when we first started. And then we had so when COVID opened up, the Alabama State recommended our classes as one of the things that people could still do because we were private classes and outdoors and we could social distance. And so I went from 0 to 100. Like I worked over 70 days straight doing sand sculpting classes. It was insane. I burnt out really hard.
Yeah.
And that was when I was still offering time-lapse videos of every single class on my GoPro with my little SD card. Turns out I experienced that SD cards can corrupt.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had a week of sand sculpting classes, and I had to call every single one of them and tell them that their time-lapse video did not, like it was corrupted. And at the time, I did the thing where I said it was free with class, so there was no like obligation to do it, like legally. But that's not like how the real world works.
Yeah.
Like people still expect things, of course, as they should. And so I had to refund a lot of those people. And then I also didn't have my booking system very well down. So some people I did not, I was not able to contact. And they were like, it was so bad. And I had like 3,000 emails in my inbox. And so I literally, I hired an admin. I stopped offering videos. And that was a big moment, like having to call those people and just say like, your time-lapse video for your precious vacation is like not available and here's your refund was humbling.
Yes.
But you learn. And no more time-lapse videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's so much that can go wrong with technology, and when your focus is on like what you're actually doing on the beach, it's hard to like just worry about, hey, is this still recording? Is it going? And then the back end, like the SD card, you have no control over.
Right.
If it's gonna completely just crap out. So
turns out GoPros can still succumb to salt and sand and sun and salt and sand and sun. It's just everything dies. I know I've said that before.
Yeah.
But it just everything dies on the beach.
It's crazy. People don't realize, like, so the houses we've stayed at out in Fort Morgan, like the corrosion on like everything that's under the house, like, cause they're all on stilts, so everything under there, like it can look brand new, and then a few months later it's rusting, and everything rusts. I've seen people complain, like in reviews and stuff, about that, and I'm like, that doesn't, like, that literally means nothing.
Welcome to the beach.
It's just,
that's just how it is. But people don't understand that living in the beautiful area that we live in comes with a lot of, lot of things that you have to get over and have to deal with. Like, there's going to be sand on your floor. It's just part of it. It's just always there. People are like, how do you keep sand out of your house? And I'm like, I have a Roomba. Like, I don't know. There's like literally, it's just like a never-ending battle. Now, I do draw the line at my bed. There's no sand on my bed. My bedroom is a safe space, sand-free.
We're we're in a rental right now, and it's got carpet in the 2 bedrooms, and so it's very short Berber, but I'm like, the LVP is fine. The house that we're working with a builder, it's like a
congratulations.
Like, thank you. It's not a custom build by any means.
That doesn't matter. You're still building.
Our worry is they're going up so fast. My husband's like, I want to see what's in the walls. Like, I want an inspection before the drywall goes up. I want to make sure that, like, it's done right. And so we won't be in it until probably the end of the year if everything goes well. But we're doing tile throughout because of that, and it's I'm like, I like carpet, but honestly, just throw down some rugs that are easy to vacuum.
That's exactly what it is. There's so many rug options now, and they're so big, and like they're not as expensive as it. Like, just put a rug. That's what I have, just rugs. Washable rugs. Actually, I power washed my rugs like 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. They're like, well, I have an old dog, and he's like has accidents and stuff. So I have all like outdoor rugs. They're nice, and outdoor rugs have come a long way. And then, so I can just like literally like once a month take them out and like put the, deodorizer, the stuff on them, and then just power wash the heck out of them.
That's such a good idea, because we had a Jack Russell. He actually took our class with us when we did it.
I remember that.
He was old then, and that was 2021. We finally had to put him down in February of 23. He was 17 and a half.
Really?
So,
wow.
I know. I was like, he was almost an adult, like, by human standards. But now we have a cat, and he is 14. Which we had the dog and the cat at the same time, but he's 14, and everything's still going well, but I'm like, we're probably headed, downhill soon.
It's hard. I had to put my, he was my dog, like my closest dog, and had to put him down over the holidays, and that was really hard. Actually, I made a whole video about how it impacted my sand sculpting, and how as an artist, it was really hard to want to make art through grief. So I process while I sculpt. Obviously, most artists process stuff while they're working. And so I wasn't ready to process that, and so I literally just didn't sculpt. I took a 2-month social media break over the holidays, where I was just like, I just need to be a human. I don't know who I am outside of my business, and I'm still struggling with that.
It's hard. I mean, because you have to show up constantly, which I am way better at showing up and getting my client work done than I am my own. I put my own to the back every time. And I'm trying to work on that and do it better, but I get so tired of social media by the time I'm done with all the client work that I'm like, you know what? I don't really care if mine has a post today.
Well, and it's because it's all of the work of connections and engagement. It's all of the work of relationships, but I don't feel the same. It's none of the positive feelings.
Yes.
You don't get the same dopamine or serotonin release as you do and then there's a lot of, obviously there's just a lot of negativity and negativity that you can't really respond to. There's no resolution. I need resolution in my relationships, and the social media, if you care about anything about social media, that is resolution you can't care.
No.
You just gotta block them, delete it. My block list though, I started blocking liberally about 2 years ago, and I went and looked at it the other day. It's thousands of people. And I said, you don't get to see nothing.
Exactly.
And people are like, oh, they can just make another account, and I'm like, that sounds terrible for them. Have to make another account to watch me. That must be great.
Exactly.
That must be worth watching. So
I have so many people that I read their stuff, and what is going on with you that is what you came to the internet with? Obviously there's something going on that they need to fix.
Sure.
But at the same time, that's not my problem. I don't have to deal with their decisions. So
my thing is like at the end of the day, they have to live with themselves, and that sounds awful.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I've had people like just make stupid comments, but like I had a haircut after I moved here that did not go well, and I posted about it, and the comments were not about my haircut, they were about me and my appearance, and I'm like, yeah, you're getting blocked.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Oh, it feels so good.
Yeah.
I love responding something sassy and then making sure they read it and then blocking them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you don't even get to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feeling of I got the last word. And
absolutely. And I'll make sure, because you know what? It's my page.
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
So
it's really tough to like have a thick skin when people are like, when they're attacking you personally, but at the same time, it's like, my favorite thing to tell myself is, oh, they're probably like 12. Because honestly, sometimes
I respond and then I'm like, oh, they're like 12, and I go into my response immediately.
Exactly.
Like, so sorry.
Like, yeah.
Whoops. But also, why is your 12-year-old unaccompanied on the world's internet?
Yeah.
Why is your 12-year-old saying those things about a stranger on the internet?
Exactly.
Like, where's your parents?
It's crazy.
Yeah. But we were all 12 on the unaccompanied internet. We were 90s kids. So.
Well, and and like at least now parents know what apps their kids are on. Like ours didn't even know what the apps were or that they existed. Or
the AOL
when they weren't even apps.
Yeah. I literally hung out with some of my school friends last night, and we were sitting there, we were like, do you remember those AOL? Like,
yes.
How did we not get like literally taken and like sold, and like how did that?
Like, you know, literally your age, your name, age, location, gender, like you were just sharing it all. And I'm like,
we were talking about, we're like, hey, do you remember that one weird girl from Australia? And we were all like, the realization like between the three of us was like, oh, she was an adult. Oh my, like.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Do y'all remember that? That literally happened last night. It was hilarious.
Oh my God.
Like, all right, well, we're alive. We made it.
Yeah. What's crazy, like, I mean, kids have phones so young now, and they just, like, I've watched on TikTok, there was a girl who was making all of her kids' text into a song using, I think it's like Suno or something.
I'm familiar. I've seen this.
Yeah. And one was, can I have Snapchat? And she was just on and on about it. And I'm like,
I'm anti-Snapchat, hardcore.
Yeah, so I have Snapchat because my nieces have it, and they'll use it more than text a lot of times. At least they did when they were younger.
Sure.
Now it's kind of whatever, they'll answer. But I hate it because I'm like, I finally set mine to not disappear, because I'm like, if people try to make plans with me in Snapchat, and I'm like, I don't remember this. It's gonna disappear. I'm like,
I understand why you do it, but that's a hard boundary for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, I just can't.
Yeah,
no.
I don't love it. And I'm like, I find myself using Facebook Messenger to communicate a lot.
Same. Yes.
And I don't mind that, especially like with like people I don't know, or like, you know, if I don't have your number, I can't text you.
It's a good middle ground.
Like I have family who they only use Messenger, and I'm like, Messenger is glitchy. I don't like it. Like, just send me a text. I don't understand what happened to text messaging.
I don't know. And the whole like, and then like the texting over, like I'm a communicator, and so I'm severely dyslexic, and so in regards to texting and stuff, there's literally a portion in my like when I'm hiring on staff where like I will have typos, just infer, just like use context clues, you know, like just I'm not gonna asterisk every time I mess up. I'm like literally doing a million things, and so like typing out an entire like conversation and stuff. Also, I don't like being so available.
Yeah.
If I'm available for a phone conversation and I'm there and I'm present, a text message, it feels so weird because I'm like, you don't know when they're going to respond.
Yes.
And also it feels like it kind of dehumanizes a little bit because you're able to, I like an in-response authentic communication. Like I like to know what your response is right then. I don't need you to like type something out and then adjust it and then go to ChatGPT and all this stuff. And
oh my gosh, yes.
Look, I could go on about the ChatGPT conversations, and I'm like, I can tell that you do not talk like this, and why can you just be a person for a second? Like, I care about you. I want to have this conversation, especially difficult conversations, especially staff difficult conversations are really hard. Holding people accountable is really annoying.
Yeah. So I got an email the other day from someone who was applying to be on my concierge team.
Gotcha.
We'd been going back and forth, and I'm like, I know this is AI. Like, she was very young in the way so that the emails were being written. I'm like, 99% chance this is not how you talk.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way.
And it's very disingenuous.
Yeah. Well, and then I got an email and it said, "Dear recipient's name." She had forgot to change it. And I was like, yeah.
That looks worse than
that.
just like not talking super professional.
Yeah.
Also, I don't like when people put on their like customer service or anything. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm a grown woman. We can
Yeah.
just have a conversation. You know, like I get like corporate speak and all that, and I have to go into it
yeah.
sometimes. I literally just want to like walk
Yeah.
walk into the Gulf of Mexico and never go back.
Yes. Well, and I'm like so casual that like I can be professional.
Sure.
But I'm not gonna like think about everything I'm saying for 5 minutes before I say it. And I'm not gonna worry that one thing that I hate is just like, it's corporate jargon, but it's all over marketing. I can't even tell you the number of times I had to remind myself what KPI stood for because people used it so much.
I have no idea what that means.
It's key project indicator. I'm like, can we just say what are the goals?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Why are we overcomplicating things? Like you can justify your job without that jargon.
Yeah.
Like
I don't understand when all that happened. And part of it's because like I worked for myself for a long time, then I worked for a very small business and then went back to working for myself. And so I didn't ever have to deal with learning all the corporate stuff, but like I'm not that, and I'm never going to be that. And if that's what you want in a marketing team, I am not the right fit.
I just hate. I remember like literally the moment I gave myself permission to just be like a tattooed mohawked sand sculptor, and was like, Janelle, if they're expecting anyone else. Also the realization that the standard for professionalism from artists is a little different than that, and I was like, Janelle, they want you to be yourself. Like they're literally hiring you, especially with social media presence, to be yourself.
Yeah.
So I'd be sassy. I'd be sassy, and I will call people out, and like I'll buck up against people and stuff. And it's actually funny. It's kind of full circle now to where, because I have done that so much, especially with my online presence, people like my following and people who like really support me do it for me now in the comments, and like they'll buck up against people and say exactly what I said, because I'm not holding any punches. Now I'm not going to go after your appearance. I'm not going to like be like rude to you like unnecessarily. But if you're acting a fool, I'm gonna tell you're acting a fool. If you're making yourself look bad on the internet, I'm gonna say, hey, you're gonna want to delete this. You know, like this is a really bad look for you. It's Gerald.
Exactly. It's always a Gerald.
Always a Gerald, man.
I've had teenage boys, and I can tell from their profile picture, I just delete them. But it's like, are your parents raising you that way, or would they be like horrified to see that you just said that? And I think it's probably a mix.
It's definitely both. Yeah.
But
we had to deal with the fact we had a teenager come and jump on one of our sand sculptures. And like there's a whole video, like he was arrested, and all that. And people, oh my goodness, the fact that people do not understand that just because something is made out of sand does not mean that you can just come and smash it and have like. Sand is a resource that you can purchase and that I have rights to, and if I put my time into it, it's just very frustrating. But explaining to the internet that you can go to jail for smashing a sand sculpture has also been quite interesting.
So how often do you go live?
I'm inconsistent with everything I do in regards to social media. Every single thing that I do. Like I said, I took a 2-month break over the holidays and just like literally just like existed as a person for a while. And I found myself creating for the internet, like, and not just like content, but like I would literally be like, what would do well on social media, which is not a bad thing to think until it doesn't do well on social media. And then not only have I not created something that I love and spent all this time, I also don't get any of the validation from and I was just like, okay, stop. You were doing well when you were creating things that you wanted to create. Because obviously like our paid for sculptures are proposals and weddings and logos and that kind of stuff. But I go out very often and sculpt just whatever I want, mostly animals and fancy houses. Like that's like my two things that I really like get into. And it's like, no, those are really cool. You should just keep doing that, But
so I don't go live very often. I used to on Facebook when I had my epoxy tumbler business. Because people were very curious, and I would go live in my group, but my group had it was a closed group, and it had maybe 1,000 people. Like we were at 1,000
a lot of people.
at the end. But it was a lot of fun. I kind of miss it because like answering the questions and finding out what questions people have, and from a marketing perspective, like it's always interesting to me the things that I'm like, oh well, duh, and other people that are learning are like, this is not easy.
People
like,
ask me where I get my sand.
Yeah, exactly. Like the questions that people have are not the things that I think they're going to ask.
Yeah.
And so I really enjoy it. It's harder to go live marketing because, like, I mean, I guess I could like live create content somehow, like, or edit content, but that's kind of boring.
My issue is that when I go live, I don't interact.
Yeah.
Like when I'm live, you're just watching me do it. And sometimes you're just looking at my back. Like when I'm live, that's just like an extra thing. I don't shoot. I'm not live focused when I'm doing that. It's just like you're just on the beach watching.
Yeah.
And sometimes that means looking at my back for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And could I really care about that? But no. Also, I'm terrible a way that you really like, obviously there's secondary like marketing with live, people find out about you, blah, blah, blah. But then there's like the initial initiatives and incentives with lives.
Yeah.
I ain't asking you for a dolphin.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to like send a heart or whatever like that. I'm so bad about being like, if you want to book a sandcastle class, that's cool. But also if not, that's fine. And our clientele is great because we do that. We only get people who really actually want to do it. But from a like business marketing perspective, it's like, you can probably like market a little harder, Janelle.
It's hard finding that balance between like not burning yourself out.
Yeah.
And then also, like you said, getting the clients that you want. Because so with the concierge business, my client is pretty defined. Like you either self-manage or you have a very small property management company or like a co-host, and you need people on the ground to go do the things. But with marketing, like I don't niche down at all. Like I'm like, one of my clients is e-commerce, and the next one might be, a home service like HVAC or something. Because I enjoy learning the different businesses and like keeping the content creative. And also when I don't have competing businesses, I don't have to worry about, you did something similar over here.
Yeah.
So that like, it's harder to market and like figure out what clients I'm talking to. And if a client was doing what I do with my marketing business, I'd be like, absolutely not. Who is your dream client? Like pick someone. But I'm my worst client. Like
that's just how it always is though.
Yeah.
Like literally, so we're expanding, like I said, we're expanding our merchandise stuff and trying to find out like what people will buy. Cause I didn't go into retail until 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have any merch, we didn't sell toolkits. And then I finally, like as I really got staff and really streamlined other sides of my business, I just get bored.
Yeah.
I just get bored. And I was like, I guess I'll start doing merch.
Yeah.
Did 2 years of merch e-commerce and then was like, okay, I think I can probably like expand and go into stores now. So we have 3 stores that have said that they're willing to like have our merch and stuff. But then I'm an artist. So I had tried to work with other, both like marketing companies and other artists like graphic designers to find it, but I can see it so I just had to teach myself how to use Adobe Fresco, like all of the platforms, and now I got down to like I have these designs that I really like and they're really cute and I really like them, and now I'm having to learn about screen printing and like so you really have to like in order to make all the decisions and stuff, you have to learn so much. I know so much about graphic design and screen printing now that I like don't ever want to know. But in order for me to know if I'm getting a good deal or not, what questions to ask, are they custom colors, are they house colors, blah blah, like all of the stuff. It's just very, and like also I'm getting one quotes right now, and the price difference is insane.
It is
like literally anywhere from like we're getting like over 1,000 shirts made, right?
Yeah.
So anywhere between like $800 to like $16,000, like sorry, $8,000 to like $16,000, and it's like
that's a really big window.
It's like huge jump, and it's the same designs, same shirts, like all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, and I know that you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
But also, it's like it's very hard. I'm literally gonna go home and just like research all these companies and just decide.
Honestly, it's hilarious to me that I'm in marketing because there's so much about marketing that I find just disgusting.
Yes, and but you are a fresh face in marketing.
Yes.
Because granted, I've swung too hard on the other end, and I am trying to like tell people more about our services rather than just me making fancy sculptures. But I am very much a person that it's like, this is what we do, this is who we are, and if this seems great to you, then that's awesome. But also, I'm not going to try. No one needs a sand sculpting class.
Yeah.
It's not a life or death situation.
Yes.
Like, I'm not going to tell you that you're not going to have a good vacation because you don't book a sand sculpting class. You know what I mean? Like, that's not true, and I don't want to lie to you. And also I found that a lot of people make it like they overinflate their service, and then it creates a disappointment situation, and like that's not cool either. Like, you are going to have a really good time. You're going to learn how to make really cool sandcastles, and it will be one of like, I guarantee it'll be a really fun experience. But if you don't like sand or being on the beach or like crafty stuff, it's probably not for you, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Don't book it. So I like to post and do everything in a timeline fashion.
Yes.
But I learned a few years ago after a scary situation that I don't post when I'm there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't tell people when I go to sculpt.
Yeah.
I don't have a schedule. And I have turned it to be in a kind of a fun, like, oh, you see the sculpture you're meant to see kind of thing. Like, oh, it's more fun because when it pops up. But it's really like a safety thing.
Yeah.
But it bothers me because I'm sitting on a video of a sculpture that I did over a month ago. And it feels weird to post it. And I did post one. It was like an interactive video where kids had come up to me. And a lady messaged me and was like, I went out on the beach and I didn't see you. And I'm like, oh, baby girl, that was weeks ago. Like, I can't. I told her, I said, I can't post that I'm out there because I had a fortunate, very scary situation where I posted my location. And I'm a sitting duck. I can't move my sand sculpture. I can't leave my sand sculpture. And also, I'm in a professional setting.
I know a lot of content creators who they'll reuse videos from years ago.
It's so hard.
And, yeah, like you can see the comments. Like some people don't care. Some people are mad about it. And people don't understand, like, one, just the time it takes to create the content and edit the content. And then two, like, sometimes we aren't doing things that can be recorded.
Absolutely.
Like, my marketing business, like, you don't want to see me sit there and edit videos or create captions all day. Like, that, no one wants to see that. But with the concierge, like, there's a lot more I could film. But I also have to be careful about, like, not giving too much client information away, and not like, just making sure that it's about my business and what we're doing, and not like,
we deal with kids in bathing suits, and I don't know if you can understand how hard it is to navigate kids in bathing suits on the internet. And like, you know, internet safety and that kind of stuff, but it is terrifying. And it's really difficult to like navigate that. And I'm not going to tell a kid to go put, you know, like, that's not appropriate. But at the same time, you know, sometimes I've had parents be like, why didn't you post the video? And it's like, it would not have attracted the proper, you know what I mean? Like, and sometimes they like get upset about it, and it's like, the fact that I'm caring about your kid's safety more than you are, and also I don't want to scare them. But I've worked in internet crimes and that kind of stuff, and the internet is a terrifying place. And so part of it.
The way that the algorithms work now, where it feeds you the kind of content you're interacting with, and so easily. Like, it's disturbing from that perspective.
Like the whole thing of like, I liked one video. I liked one video, and now it's my entire.
Or I'll look something up. TikTok is really bad about this. I will look up a product, and in one case, I had already bought it. I was trying to see
does that to me all the time
or something. And now all of a sudden, like, I have, you know, all these shopping videos.
And I'm like, it's in my living room.
Well, and I'm like, I bought it on TikTok Shop. Why can't you tell that? I don't need it again.
It's so bad. Like, how many robot vacuums do I really need? You know?
Exactly.
It's really bad. Well, I'm glad that you also, I know, like, you obviously, like, we know that it's not just us that has to deal with all of this stuff, but also, like, as an entrepreneur, I'm very lonely. Like, it's very lonely.
It's really hard to, because like most of our family, they just have, you know, they have a typical 9 to 5 or whatever.
Literally same.
So like, I don't think fully even understand what it is that I do.
No,
like, a lot of my family members, like, they'll ask, how is your social media thing going? And because they just don't understand what I do. And that's, like, I get it. And then I've been called a housewife before, which is, that's fine. Like, if you're a housewife, there's no judgment. Like, that's not a judgment.
Like, it's like, how are you offending both what you do and housewives at the same time? It's like, how are you?
Like, that is not what I do. And now I'm running 2 businesses, and I'm like, I mean, if I'm a housewife, I'm really bad at it, because my house, like, needs cleaned. There's sand by the front door that is
I'm so
literally a pile.
I have 2 more rooms to lay floors in, and then I'm literally gonna hire a cleaner. Like, I like at least once a month, like, come in and clean. And it's gonna be so nice. I'm not gonna do that because it's like mid renovation, and like, you can't really clean. Like, I'm literally at subfloors. Like, I'm like, you can't clean like literally part of the ward. But
well, it's like, so this rental we're in is 2 bedroom, 2 bath. It's like 1,200 square foot. And we came from like 1,800 square foot. It's not a huge house, but it was 3 bed, 2 bath. And then we had a detached like 30 by 46 garage.
Wow.
So like tools and all the fishing stuff. So we have a storage unit in our neighborhood for like, well, most of the tools went to Tyler. He can use them at work, so he took them to work. But like the outdoor stuff, like shovels, and then like all the beach stuff. And I'm like, I still we are overflowing,
Yeah.
and every bed. So we have one of the bedrooms has 2 full beds in it, because I'm like, eventually we'll have a little bit bigger bedroom.
Sure.
This will make sense.
In between
or 2
spaces are
beds
hard,
for that.
yeah.
2 bedrooms for that, but the beds have stuff underneath them, so, like ours and the 2 spares.
Yeah.
Every closet, there's not a lot in these rentals, and they're packed. I literally have storage totes of like organizing like little risers and stuff I use in my pantry, because we don't have a pantry here, that
Yep.
are in the storage unit. And we were supposed to be done at the end of May. That's when our lease was up, and we just extended to the end of the year.
Yep.
And so I'm like, I was counting down, and now I'm like, you need to calm down, because
It's so hard.
I'm ready to like just start throwing things out.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're gonna need that in a few months. You should just
Yep.
calm down.
The universe did it for me. So my house was hit by Hurricane Sally,
Oh, okay.
and I experienced a significant amount of damage. I lost
Yeah.
every piece of furniture I had. Like it was really bad. It has, again, full circle moment
Yeah.
to where I was supposed to renovate it 1 room at a time. And so what happened, it's a 2-story home, and the flashing on the deck had rotted out. It's a south facing deck, and it's a double deck. And so the flashing had rotted out, so it filled up with water and then flooded in between.
Okay.
And so I had to rip out, and then on top of that, siding on the top of the house, a piece of siding had come off, and so Sally was sideways rain for like 7-8 hours. And so water came in, flooded down, and then water came in and flooded down. So in the back half of my house, every like ceiling, walls, floor, ceiling, walls, floor ripped
Yeah.
out. And of course, insurance screwed me,
Yeah.
as they do,
Yes.
And then, so I learned how to lay flooring, studs, drywall, like deck building, like all of this stuff. And luckily, I'm a very confident, handy person now.
Yeah.
Anything that you need built, I can build it, which again, that's kind of one of the things that I now apply to my sand sculpting business. We do all of our tabletop sculptures are all custom built. All
Yeah.
of that stuff is custom made. But I didn't have stuff. Like
Yeah.
everything was gone. I literally just got a couch like a month ago, like a real couch that I can like
Yeah.
lay my legs on.
Yes.
But then you realize how much stuff you like don't need, but then
Yeah.
also you realize how much stuff you do need.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm slowly filling my house back up.
Yeah, we got rid of a lot when we moved. We gave a lot away.
Yeah.
Sold a few, like, because we didn't want to move a bunch of big furniture.
A cross country move will do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still, like, I thought we did good, and we still, we hired movers, and it was a 26-foot truck, and it was still full. Now, I think they could have, like, I could have jingled more
Yeah.
in there
They,
than
like,
what
padded
they
it
did.
a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah, but
for sure.
But we had very minimal, like, breakage. Like, I think 3 things. It was like
Yeah.
under $75
Sure.
total in damage, and
Yeah.
they replaced everything.
That's pretty good.
So I mean, it went really well.
Yeah.
But I just like, I still like. There's things that we kept, and I'm like, yeah, we could have got rid of that. And then there's things that I've had to replace. Like, I got rid of my dehydrator because I'm like, you're gonna move to the beach. Like, my husband used to hunt, and
Like,
so
there's
we
no
would like
option to
make deer
dehydrate.
jerky
Yeah.
and stuff. And I'm like,
Right.
we're not gonna
You could
hunt
actually make
there.
some
Like, we're gonna
really
fish.
good, like dehydrated mullet, like
Yeah.
redneck bacon. It's like,
Okay.
oh my god, it's like it's
Tyler's gonna want to try that now.
Oh my God, it's
because,
so
yeah.
good.
So, I am trying to up my protein. I started working out January 1st,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to up my protein.
Congratulations.
And thank you. It's not been fun.
No, it's
because
not
I'm
fun.
Very,
I
I'm a
hate
very
working
picky
out.
eater too, because
Yeah.
like, there's just a lot that is like the texture I don't like,
Sure.
or I try to avoid dairy because it doesn't like me, and
Fair.
so. I'm like, I guess I need to figure out a better way, which I do plant-based protein shakes and stuff,
Right.
but so I decided I was going to make beef jerky, and so I'm like, I have to get a dehydrator now, and I just got rid of it less than a year ago. And then there was something else recently that we had to buy that I was like, we could have just moved that, but
Yep.
we did pretty well. We had when we were here on vacation last April, and we went home. We'd given up on moving. Like, I literally was crying. It's a year ago today, because I have a video on my TikTok about it, and I was like crying going over the bridge near Mobile, because I'm like,
It's
this
stressful.
Well, it doesn't feel like, this started to feel like home, and Missouri
Yeah.
didn't feel like home anymore. And I'm like, this is stupid. Like, I am crying driving home.
Yeah.
This is dumb. And so we'd been trying for 6 months. No one would interview Tyler because he wasn't here. They were like, well, let us know when you get to town. And it's like, we can't get to town.
Yeah,
till
it's like
you
chicken
guys
egg situation.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
So finally, we got back. We were there maybe a week. It may not have even been that long. And we saw his job that he has now was posted. it did not look like, it looked like an entry-level industrial maintenance. And I'm like, honestly, just apply at this point. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, we can afford for you to go down an interview, and if it is that, and you know, it doesn't work out, oh well, like, you got a few days at the beach.
Sure.
It turned out to be like equal to the level he was in. So he had he was not a supervisor, but basically a manager, is a lead man for the department. So he had a lot of paperwork and desk stuff, and this job was a lateral move, but without all the desk work.
Oh, how nice.
And he hated, he's like, put me back on tools, like, I'm over this.
My partner is in a more like a managerial position now, and when he was like a wrench turner before and stuff, and now he's like, and it's just a lot of paper, and I feel for him because I know obviously like career ladder stuff. So he's a project manager for the SLS rocket program at the Kennedy Space Center.
That's cool.
It's really cool. And like he builds rockets, which is like awesome. We've joked that there's, do you remember that House Hunters show? And they like always have like insane jobs, and it's like she builds sandcastles and he builds rockets, and I wish our budget was $4 million, but that would be great. It is not. And so just watching that transition for him, like to go into more of a manager, more of a desk job, has been very interesting on my end. And I'm like, I sit here and I'm like, couldn't be me, and like it's literally me. No, like I haven't built this.
Do both.
Yes, I just do both. So.
Well, we were very surprised that like that job was because the way it was written, it sounded like they were going to be like starting pay, and it worked out. He came down. We were back, so we got back April 26th to Missouri. We were back down here by the middle of May for his interview.
Nice.
We were here. We're supposed to be here 2 nights, which we drove, which is a 15-hour drive. So we were like, this is going to be brutal, but we're going to do it because we just done it 2 weeks before. And so we were here for the 2 nights, and they're like, can you stay a little longer? And we're like, yeah. So we ended up being here, I think 4 nights total. He knew he had the job. He did the drug test here in town, passed that. And then we were just waiting on a background check, and we knew nothing was going to come up. So we went home.
Not a secret felon.
Yeah, exactly. But we went home, and from the road, I'm like texting the realtor, and we got home, and it was maybe, I think I had a full day, which we left the house clean, but not like ready to list clean. I had one day. I was a human tornado through the house, got it ready. She came the next day for pictures. I know, it was crazy.
You're like, how can I make this the most stressful experience of my entire life?
That's
like, life isn't hard enough. Let's up things.
That is me in a nutshell. Like, how can I make this harder? So we list the house. She does pictures Saturday. Sunday, before we even hit the MLS, she had someone looking at it. It hit MLS Monday, and we had like, I think 7 more showings in 4 days. We got 4 offers, which we were an hour north of Kansas City, and we had 8 acres. So there weren't any small acreages selling, is why it went so fast. But it was perfect timing because we had 2 weeks to get, from the day we got back, we had 2 weeks to turn around and come back down here. And then they did, we thought Tyler was gonna have to start June 2nd or 3rd, whatever that Monday was, but they did give him another week. Because they were like, oh, you could start earlier if you want. And he's like, there's absolutely no way I can start earlier. He said, honestly, if I could start like a week later, either way, I'm ready to start on the day we discussed. But if I could get an extra week.
Optimal situations for me personally.
And so they gave him an extra week. And so he had that full week to help me unbox things and like make it somewhat livable. Because otherwise he was going to have to turn around, start a new job, living in absolute chaos. And he doesn't job hop. Like, he'd been in his job for 17 years. And so getting to like interview and start a new job and do all the things was so stressful.
It's a big life change.
Yeah, because I'm moving my business with me. It's stressful, but not the same at all.
Like, I also cannot ever imagine working for someone again.
Oh, I know.
I think about that and I'm like, okay, Janelle, because I dream of things like what? If you could have any other job, like what would it what's your dream? Like, you know what I mean? Like crazy.
Honestly, I as a kid wanted to be a marine biologist, but I lived in Missouri, and I'm like, well, dang it, I should have done that.
I went to marine. So every kid down here wants to be. I went to the Dolphin Island Sea Lab Marine Biology Camp for 4 years in a row. It was like they were like, Janelle, you need to you've done everything.
Yeah,
you know?
you've learned it all.
You've learned it all, like stop. And then I realized that it was like a lot of lab work and you didn't
Yeah.
like play with sea turtles all day.
Yeah,
And
that's
so,
true.
yeah, I want to be a crane operator.
Okay.
I would totally, like the idea of being a crane operator
Yeah.
is, I just want to like be in my little, but I don't want to be like on the ground. I want to be the ones that has like the cab
Have
up
you seen
there.
the guy on TikTok?
I know,
He's
we're
here?
friends. Yes,
Yeah?
we're friends. I'm literally, and I'm like, I would do that job in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I just want to be in my little cab, up high. I love heights. I'm like I'm not afraid of heights
Yeah.
at all. And I'm like, I want to like be moving stuff around and be like on the little radio and stuff. Like if I ever got another, that would absolutely be
Yeah.
it. Or like a CDL,
gosh.
like a equipment operator.
Uh-huh.
I would be really good at that.
Yeah, that like being up in the crane all day and like having that view and also just like being alone in
Yes.
the cab all day.
I work alone all the time.
Yeah.
I couldn't do an office.
Yeah.
I couldn't
I'm
do that
not.
like the water cooler culture.
So like my concierge business, I'm fine. I have a few people here that I can call. They haven't had any jobs really so far because we got really busy in like spring break.
That's
and
how
then
it happens.
slowed down.
Yes.
But I was free, and
Sure.
so I went and took the jobs. And so now that we're heading into summer, I'm like, I'm gonna want more time where I'm not running and doing things. Because Tyler has a weird schedule. He's off on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then every other Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So we go to the beach as much as we can on those days.
Sure.
And I'm like, I'm gonna want people to go and do the jobs.
I don't do
and-
any one-on-one classes anymore.
Yeah.
I don't do any that is, and it's not like it's below me. I just can be making money other places and
Yes.
doing other things. Like
Yeah.
an hour-long class is not where I need to like spend my time. And then I don't do a lot of the 201 classes either. So I do
Yeah.
the 301 classes and the custom sculptures. And then I'm obviously doing back-end stuff, social media, blah, blah. And then people don't understand like how many emails it takes just to like do this, like the merchandise.
Yeah.
I'm like 50 plus emails in, and I haven't even made decisions yet.
Yeah.
And that was before I had to make the designs, vectorify the designs, decide what t-shirts they were go on, look at these companies, all of this just to get to it. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be done a month ago, But
Yeah.
I'm looking at a thunderstorm and I'm on a motorcycle.